Do you feel like there is a wall between your brain and your mouth? You know the words. You know the grammar. But the moment someone asks you a question, your brain starts a slow, painful process. You hear the English. You translate it into your native language. You think of the answer, and then you translate it back into English. By the time you are ready to speak, the conversation has already moved on. This is called the translation trap, and it is the #1 reason why English learners feel slow or hesitant. Welcome to day 5 of the 30-day shadowing challenge. Today, we are breaking that wall. The secret to spontaneity isn't knowing more words. It's knowing how to use chunks. Native speakers don't build sentences word by word. They use pre-made blocks of language. Today, I am going to give you those blocks. We are going to practice how to buy time while you think, and how to react instantly without translating a single word. If you want to stop hesitating and start flowing, you are in the right place. Let's get started. To speak spontaneously, we need to change how we view English. First, the power of chunks. A chunk is a group of words that always go together. For example, instead of thinking, I plus do, plus not, plus have, plus any, plus that idea, a native speaker just uses one block. I've no idea. When you learn chunks, your brain doesn't have to work as hard. You aren't building a house brick by brick. You are putting together pre-made walls. Second, buying time phrases. Even native speakers forget words, but they don't stay silent. They use buying time phrases. These are linguistic smoke screens that keep the conversation moving while the brain searches for the right word. Phrases like, that's a really interesting question. Let me see. How can I put this? Off the top of my head. When you use these, you aren't pausing. You are performing. You sound fluent even when you are thinking. Today, we will shadow these chunks in real-life scenarios so they become a reflex for you. We are sticking to our proven speakeasy method. Step 1. Active listening. The blueprint. I will read the passage. You just listen. Notice where I pause and how I use the buying time phrases to sound natural. Step 2. Guided shadowing. The training wheels. I will read the passage in chunks. I will leave a gap. You repeat after me, focusing on the rhythm. Zira's tip for day 5. Don't try to be perfect. Spontaneous speech is about momentum. If you miss a word, keep going. The goal is to keep the sound moving. The text. Oh, definitely. I've actually been thinking about that too. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I've heard it's pretty cool. Let me see. I think there's a video about it on YouTube. You should check it out. Anyway, that's just my take on it. What do you think? Shadow the breakdown. Oh, definitely Zira, a perfect instant reaction. Don't say yes, say definitely. I've actually been thinking about that too. To be honest, Zira, this is a chunk used to introduce an opinion. I'm not entirely sure how it works. Let me see, Zira, this is your first buying time phrase. Use it when searching for a fact. I think there's a video about it on YouTube. You should check it out. Anyway, that's just my take on it. What do you think? The text. That's a really interesting question. Off the top of my head, I'd say the main challenge is the timeline. How can I put this? I think we are being a bit too optimistic about the deadline. I don't want to sound negative, but we might need to adjust our expectations. If we do that now, we can ensure a higher quality of work in the long run. Shadow the breakdown. That's a really interesting question. Zira, this is the ultimate professional smoke screen. It buys you 3 seconds of thinking time. Off the top of my head, 0. Use this when you are giving an opinion without checking the data first. I'd say the main challenge is the timeline. How can I put this? 0. Use this when you are about to say something difficult or critical. I think we are being a bit too optimistic about the deadline. I don't want to sound negative, but we might need to adjust our expectations. If we do that now, we can ensure a higher quality of work in the long run. The text. I've actually thought about this a lot. I suppose it's a bit of a paradox, isn't it? On one hand, technology connects us globally. But on the other hand, it can make us feel more isolated than ever. I mean, we have 1,000 friends online. But how many of them would actually show up if we needed them? It's a complex issue, and there's no easy answer. But I believe the key is finding a balance. Shadow the breakdown. I've actually thought about this a lot. 0. This signals that you are about to give a thoughtful, deep answer. I suppose it's a bit of a paradox, isn't it? 0. I suppose, and isn't it a markers of a sophisticated speaker? On one hand, but on the other hand, 0. This is a structural chunk for comparing two opposite ideas. I mean 0. A filler used to clarify or give an example. How many of them would actually show up if we needed them? 0. Use a rising questioning intonation to engage the listener. It's a complex issue and there's no easy answer. 0. Speak slowly here to show the seriousness of the topic. But I believe the key is finding a balance. 0. Lower your voice at the end to sound confident and conclusive. Before we wrap up day 5, I want to talk about the fear of fillers. Many students are told that saying or is a mistake. But in the real world, total silence can be awkward, and perfect speech can sound robotic. The key is to replace empty fillers with meaningful fillers. Empty filler. I want to go to the store. This sounds like you are struggling with the language. Meaningful filler. I want to go, to the store, or I want to go, actually, to the store. When you use actually, or I mean, you are signaling to the listener that you are still thinking, but you are still in control of the conversation. This is how you bridge the gap between your thoughts and your words. You did it! Day 5 is complete. Today was a mental workout. You practiced the art of not translating. You learned how to use chunks to speed up your brain and how to use smoke screens to handle the pressure. Remember, fluency is not about never making a mistake. Fluency is about the ability to keep moving forward despite the mistakes. Here is your homework for the next 24 hours. The object challenge. Pick a random object in your room. Try to talk about it for 60 seconds. If you get stuck, you must use a buying time phrase like, let me see, or how can I put this? Do not stop speaking. The recording. Record yourself shadowing module 2. Listen to it. Do you sound like you are translating? Or do you sound like you are thinking in English? Commitment. Comment. Day 5 complete, below. This is how we keep the momentum going. Tomorrow. For day 6. We are diving into the secret code of English. Idioms and phrasal verbs. We will learn how to stop sounding like a textbook and start sounding like a native. Keep practicing. Stay brave. And I will see you tomorrow. This is Speak Easy English. And I'm Zira. Let's master this language together. Bye.